City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central. Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News, we review the highlights and lowlights with Mayor Steve Chadwick. Chamber of Commerce head Darren Walsh says he's looking forward to continuing chamber growth in 2015. And locals are being encouraged to register their interest in attending the Christmas community lunch. Rotorua Chamber of Commerce head Darren Walsh has reviewed his year since taking over in July. He says new staff appointments, an increasing membership and the success of the Westpac Business Excellence Awards have been some of his biggest highlights.
We've been very busy. First and foremost was profile. We needed to lift the chamber back up to where it had previously been, and we did a lot of work around that, getting out, being interviewed by people like yourself, writing in the paper, and just generally getting to meetings and saying, hey, the chamber's back.
Keep the registrations rolling in is the catch cry from organisers of next week's Christmas community lunch. The team is catering for 400 people to attend the event, which is taking place on Christmas Day at the Sir Howard Morrison Performing Arts Centre.
Okay, well, actually it starts the day before with all the preparation for it, and we have about 50 volunteers that come in that'll prepare the food and the tables here at the Sir Howard Morrison Event Centre, and this is where the event's going to be held. And so prepare on the day before Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Day, doors open 11:30, and we're catering for up to 400 people to come in and have a great meal in a great family atmosphere and celebrate Christmas together.
Rotorua Deputy Mayor Dave Donaldson says it's been a hard year with another ahead next year. He says the council went through the rough reorganisation this year, with the business units and CCO's turn coming up.
We now end up with a much slimmer organisation, 80 positions, less than we started with at the start of this term of council. So that's been the big piece of change, and there's still some ongoing work to be done with our business units and our council-controlled organisations to ensure that they are fit for purpose and address our goals and priorities.
And we hear from Mayor Steve Chadwick later in the show. In sport tonight, as people begin summer holidays, the Rotorua Harbour Master is promoting safety first when either out on the water at sport or play. Harbour Master Perarika Makiha says a young man died on the lake last month, highlighting the need to wear life jackets at all times when boating. And he says checking the forecast, keeping to speed rules and always having 3 people when water skiing are also safety rules people need to stick to. The Regional Council's maritime team also went on duty this week with the call centre open and ready to manage all calls. Local duty officer number is 921 3375. To your weather now, cloudy with a few fine spells and a shower or two, light winds and an overnight low of 7. And we have a full forecast of the weekend's weather coming up after City News, thanks to the guys at Met Service who do a great job. For program listings or to watch City News again, visit our website, that's tvrotorua.co.nz. And remember to check out our Facebook page, that's TV Rotorua. Coming up on City News, our 2-part interview special with Mayor Steve Chadwick, and we have highlights from the recent 2014 Santa Parade.
Kia ora koutou katoa te iwi o te arawa I Rotorua nei. Welcome back to City News. It is my great pleasure now to be joined by Her Worship, the Mayor, Steve Chadwick. She's going to be talking us through her year, some of the highlights and also a lovely Christmas meeting. Tēnā koe te rangatira. Kia ora, Steve.
Kia ora, Kiri, and nice to be here reflecting on the year.
And what a wonderful one it's been.
It's been pretty fast, it's been dynamic, and I believe at the end of the year that we've started to get people engaged. They're watching what we do now, and they're seeing some positive results. And for me, that's very satisfying.
Well, the Ideas Shop is just absolutely booming down there, isn't it?
Yes, and we've had visitors come from other cities around the world saying we've never seen this idea of engagement. So there's over 1,000 people that have been in there, and hundreds of ideas that we've now got to sift out into our new portfolios and say, have we thought of this, the elected members, or are we getting ideas and prompts that we'd never even thought of? And then what do we do with these ideas? Very exciting.
Well, it's been a massive year, hasn't it? Your first year in office here, the portfolios, of course. So what have the highlights been for you?
The most humbling experience I had was when I was asked by Whakaui and Te Arawa if I would have a pōwhiri down at Tamata Kapua. That was one of the most nerve-wracking moments for me, but also great warmth to know that I was welcomed there, and that was a very generous offer. And that's where we set the scene in terms of a relationship with Te Arawa. So that was a wonderful experience for my family, and they saw what the commitment to the mayoralty is and the impact on our lives. Then going to Morocco, I have to say, where I went to the Global Spa and Wellness Summit in Marrakesh, and Rotorua, the coolest little hotspot, put ourselves firmly on the world stage as a hot springs destination, and that was hugely exciting. We worked hard, but since then we've made incredible connections in hot springs, spa and wellness, and they're reaping returns for the city already.
And what a perfect way to be seen on the world stage as the hotspot, the spa of the Pacific.
The coolest little hotspot.
Absolutely. We have so many amazing developments here as well. We've got this new mountain biking track, the development that's happening in the CBD. Some of the many projects that you've been involved with this year, what do you think holds the most promise?
The most exciting is our feeling of seeing the heart of the city. Changes in the heart of the city, much cleaner, nicer intersections, street art going up. Also, all of the metre boxes being painted by Mark Spikerbosch and his team. We're feeling good about it. It's a pretty space, it's an open space, and people now understand the need to connect the lakefront with retail south, and that's very exciting. And I think the Green Corridor, for all there was some criticisms about process, people are starting to say, this is really cool. You're going to link the government gardens and the lakefront through to Quito Park, so that people on wheels, so that's older people with wheelchairs and mobility scooters, people on bicycles, and people that want to skateboard. So how exciting is this?
Wonderful to really get that sense of community, but also for our sustainability in terms of a city. The more people that we can get using their feet
That's right.
and pedalling around, the better. So also we've seen the huge success of Eat Street. You know, it was just, I think the Christmas parties were all held down there this year, and the feedback was wonderful.
And festivals. The Cuban Dance Festival wants to come back next year and use Eat Street. They thought it was just such a dynamic, exciting space. Also in sustainability, I'm very excited about community gardens. They're starting to develop neighbourhood by neighbourhood, and this is a way of connecting people that live out in the suburbs, just outside of the CBD, with what can happen in the heart of their city. And it's connecting neighbourhoods, it's connecting people together, and that's growing communities, neighbourhood by neighbourhood. That's very exciting.
Well, Steve, it is very exciting. We're going to come back after the break and we're going to hear more from Steve Chadwick, our Mayor, about what her plans are for 2016 and a nice little Christmas message to end 2015 beautifully. Welcome back again. It's a beautiful day. We're in the Mayor's office in Council. The Government Gardens is glistening out the window. Beautiful to be joined now by our Mayor who worships, Steve Chadwick, about what her plans are for 2016. Well, kia ora again. Thank you for staying with us. So this year has obviously been very positive. You must be feeling good about 2016.
We set out by saying we'd be a transparent council, and I believe we've achieved that. And we've also become a more effective and efficient council, and that was very important to the people of Rotorua. We've stripped $8 million of costs out of this organisation, and we've completely restructured council, and now it fits with delivering our vision. And next year we're going to see all of the portfolios take shape. I've had some people saying, but what's happening for older people? We're hearing about youth, we're hearing about Māori. Well, we have our people-friendly plan about children and families, young people and the older people, and next year they'll be engaged in those portfolios. So some got going quicker than the others. Economic development is the most critical for us. If we don't get more industry here and more jobs, then we fail to help our children and our families to have more income for their families and their well-being. So economic development next year, we want to see faster growth, and we will be getting really engaged on seeing some of the initiatives that Grow Rotorua has developed. Hopefully they bear fruit next year. We know there will be some big announcements next year, and that will make us feel good about ourselves. We heard one at the Business After 5 that land issues are sorted at Ariki Kopakapa, and that will be developed as a Māori geothermal golf course, and that's very exciting for tourists but also for locals. So we want a mix in everything that we do, where locals benefit but we feel the gain of greater investment in our community. Housing has been slow, and we've got to do more there, but commercially we've got more than 30 new businesses in the heart of the city. And that doesn't happen by chance. It happens because we've got a belief in ourselves that we've settled debt, that we've reorganised our council, and we're going hunting for business.
Hunting for business, we like that. Something else we might like to go hunting for are people to come and enjoy Rotorua over the summer.
Especially this summer, and we feel it sitting in this office, Kitty. You look out, there's been 2 Kirearea chicks released last week, and I'm dying to see that activity happen. I see nothing but activity now. People on their bikes, riding bikes on guided bike tours. That's very exciting. People coming here to enjoy our beautiful lakes and feeling that the lakes are clean and that we're on a recovery for the water in our lakes. That is a very, very long-term goal for us here. People loving the forest. Next year we've got Crankworks. That is the Olympics of mountain biking coming to Rotorua for 3 years. This is going to get all our wheels spinning. So we'll be hosting, we'll be diplomats, we'll be helping people who get lost on the street. So everybody will be involved and feeling that excitement. We've also got 2 very big conferences here. Local Government New Zealand is bringing their conference here. And we've also got Trends, which is the big tourism conference in New Zealand, coming to Rotorua. The day after New Year's Day, we've got Fat Freddy's Drop down at the lakefront, and I'm taking my whole family. And we want to spread the blanket and listen to some great music and really enjoy that summer. We've got the Sevens coming. It's going to be a very, very busy year next year. So it's my hope, Kitty, that everybody has a little rest, pause for thought and think about those less fortunate than ourselves, enjoy fellowship with our families and others who are lonely, and have a good break. And then next year, we've all got to be ready to make this place move another step up.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. Certainly a positive, uplifting interview to end the year. Thank you so much, Steve, for everything that you've done for the city. I wish you all the best for this Christmas and this New Year's. I know she has a new moko to buy for under the Christmas tree this year.
Well, we'll have 14 of us together at Makatū. So I take my mayor's hat off and I put my apron on, I suggest, but I think Christmas is all about being with your family and friends and enjoying food, and we've got the privilege to be able to eat properly.
Thank you. You have a lovely Christmas too. That's us for City News with Steve Chadwick this year. She has certainly given us the answers when we've come looking for them, and it's been a pleasure to interview her this year. From all of us at City News, have a great Christmas and a wonderful new year. Ka kite.
Well, City News takes a break now, and we will be back reflecting all that's happening in our awesome city on January the 19th. The whole team here wish you a very, very Merry Christmas and a safe and restful holiday season. And thanks for having us at your place. Come on.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.